afternoon and welcome back. This video is going to revolve only on the eyeshadow look that I'm gonna do today, and if you want to know what products are on my face right now, I will list them down below and hopefully that shall resolve the problem. What problem? I don't know. So the last time I saw you guys, I was a bit unprepared on what to do with this kind of format of video, because if you saw the last video, I was a bit all over the place as to what I was talking about, and I think I mentioned at some point that I didn't know what to say. So in preparation for this video, I have decided to write down any topics, that I believed would be a little interesting to talk about on video. So let's start with my little personal life. Everything has been doing alright, for me at least. Yeah, I recently had to hand it in an assignment I had to do, a lab report, because I'm doing a psychology course, and it was on qualitative research, which is basically like interviews and all that good stuff. It's not good because it took me a very long time and stressful to complete it. The word limit was 2,000 words and I went it to 4,000. You can imagine the amount of pain I was in to complete that report and hand it in on time. Luckily, I got it down to the desired word count exactly, and I handed it in. Ooh, that's a bit darker than I expected. And I handed it in like a few days ago, so now I'm just like, but I was really struggling, my guys. Like, I was ready to cry over that report. Like, you don't understand. Yeah, so that was my Christmas holiday, just stressing over a lab report, and my parents were here, so that was a bit fun. My school's about to start soon, and I'm getting like new modules / courses, or whatever you want to call them, so I'm kind of excited for that, and let's see what the future holds. This is a look in and of itself. Like, I love this. I also want to talk about a movie that I saw recently. Well, when I say recently, I really mean like in December, like on Christmas Eve. And I saw The Rise of Skywalker, the new latest Star Wars movie. And this is going to be like a review / my thoughts on it. So there are going to be spoilers in this. So if you don't like spoilers, you may click away, because yeah, you don't want to hear this. Now, was it a good movie? Yes, it was a good movie. It had very like Star Wars-esque action. It had the Force, and you know, they really showed the connection between Ben and Rey. Well, kind of not as good as the Last Jedi, but overall, I can say that I was a bit disappointed by a few things. Also, I have my notes in here, so if I'm looking off screen at something, just know that notebook's there. I first want to touch upon the whole Palpatine reveal thing. Let me just get this right off the bat. The Palpatine, I don't know how they came up with that. I mean, he's supposed to be dead, but whatever. I mean, I can see how they can pull it off, because like in the Star Wars universe, you don't know if that someone's actually dead until like you see their body or something, and we never saw Palpatine's body in the original trilogy. So her, Rey being Palpatine's granddaughter, I can kind of see it happening, kind of, a little bit, but you know, the whole thing with the Palpatine family relationship and everything, you know, it's supposed to be, the reveal is supposed to be a really dramatic moment. You know, she's finding out that she's a descendant of, like, the whole like the whole dark side of the Force. Evil runs through her veins through Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious, if that's what you want to call him. And, you know, like Kylo Ren tells her, you know, you're a Palpatine, there's no escaping your fate or whatever. And I feel like that moment should have been like a bit more dramatic, you know, because, you know, I suppose the original trilogy equivalent would have been like when Darth Vader reveals that he's Luke's father, and then Luke is like, no! Like, yeah, I expect that level of drama for Star Wars, especially if you find out that you're, like, related to an evil person. But it wasn't that dramatic. There was none of that denial of being related to an evil person. Because, you know, if you find out that you're related to someone evil, you know, your first instinct is to deny it. Like, no, that's not true. That's not true. You know, like what Luke did. At first, he was like, no, I'm not related to you. And then Darth Vader says, search your feelings. You know it to be true. And with Rey, it kind of was like, oh, you're related to Emperor Palpatine. And she's like, okay, cool, whatever. And then she jumps off the whatever, it's just Star Destroyer thing. That part I felt was very disappointing. At least, like, there should have been some drama. Like, maybe she could have, like, denied it and be like, no, I'm not. Like, this whole thing could have been a thing. No, they just kind of threw it out there and just expected us to believe it was, like, this sentimental moment of clarity that would, like, tie everything about Rey together. And it really wasn't. It really wasn't. What is this look going? Where is this look going? I don't know. Also, another thing that I found with the movie that I did not think belonged to the movie was Ben Solo's death. Why? He did not deserve to die. If you were aiming for shock value, congratulations, J.J. Abrams. You got it. You gave us there was no indication that he was going to die or he was destined to die. You know, like when he force heals Rey with the, like, hand on her stomach thing. And, you know, they have a kiss. They have a very, like, sentimental moment of where they're, like reunited and they're like, damn, this is our future now. Like, there's like, you'd expect, like, they have a future. But there was none of that. There was just suddenly, he dies, and that's it. Like, that's the end of the story. Like, no, he's not supposed to die. You cannot make a shock value death when there's no, like, backup to support it. You know, you've given no indication that they are supposed to die. I really hated that part. I was very disappointed by the overall movie because of that moment. Like, I don't know, my guy. There are rumors going around that the movie was not supposed to end like that, and it was supposed to end with, like, Ben Solo surviving, and they moved to Tatooine, I think it is, together, or something. I don't know. I don't know why Disney would want to remove that. Like, wouldn't you want that kind of character who is in need of redemption to, like, live and prosper and learn from their mistakes and prove themselves to people who might not believe they are worth redeeming? Like, yeah, so I was disappointed by the, like, entire movie just because of that one moment. That's coming from me, someone who actually liked the movie. And also, another thing I wanted to touch on is that the whole Rey Skywalker thing at the end, again, it's like the whole Palpatine reveal thing. Like, there was no sentimentality, there was no drama, there was no nothing. It was just that, oh, you're Rey Skywalker now, and, like, that's it. It's, like, just so matter of fact, and there's no emotion behind it. You know what I mean? Like, are you understanding my point? The situation was there, but there was no emotion behind it. And, you know, the whole thing with Luke and Leia's ghosts, I mean, first of all, they were not there for her in the end. Like, Luke died in the previous film, and Leia died with Ben. Like, I don't know, she gave up her soul, her Force soul, to let him live, and they both died at the same time. I don't understand that part. Like, the more I think about it, the more I don't understand it. You know, which Also, again, Leia being there doesn't make any sense because she didn't sacrifice her life to save Rey. She sacrificed her life to save Ben, which I think is proof that Ben should have lived. Then again, she was Rey's trainer, so maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, that moment should have been more sentimental. There was also this subplot of, you know, there was a spy within the First Order, and the First Order was struggling to find out who it was, and then they find out that it was Hux the whole time, and then he dies. Like, that whole entire subplot kind of went nowhere. It's kind of like he died and like that was the end of it. When they killed off Hux, it's kind of like, oh, that was it? That was the whole plot? Subplot? Like, maybe if they developed it even more, I feel like they could have had like taken more out of it, but they didn't. They could have taken out the spy subplot out entirely and this movie still would have made sense. I'm just saying.
A few moments later.
Now that's all I have for you guys today.
Hi, editing her note here. I just came on to say that my Rise of Skywalker rants throughout the whole video are my personal opinions. I'm not trying to hate on the creators. I'm sure they worked really hard on this movie, and I don't want to discredit that. I'm sure they're very proud of it. Also, to those people who actually enjoyed the movie and saw no problems with it, I don't want to hate on them. You're allowed to like what you like, and you're allowed to express that. I found the movie quite disappointing, especially compared to The Last Jedi, and I should be able to express that opinion as well. Okay, thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. And I had a really fun time. And I hope to see you all the next time I'm here. Bye!